Again. I'm doing the guest stream for Ethan today. We're playing another game at the Hart House Bridge Club on Tuesday night. It is November the 17th. What we're doing tonight is something slightly different than what we've done before. We're tweaking our no trump range today to 11 to 13 in most circumstances. The main reason for that is primarily to avoid having too many swingy auctions when we're opening a 10 flat hand that nobody else is opening. We want to try to stay with the field as much as we can while maintaining some of the power of the weak no trump. I think there's no real optimal no trump range. The key is that you and your partner are very familiar with the no trump range that you're playing. You have good agreements for what your follow-ups mean to no trump, and as long as you're doing that, I think you're going to be ahead of the field in most circumstances. Aside from making that one tweak to our no trump range, what we want to do today is play very solid defense, paying attention to signals, and taking our time on declare play. Compared to Ethan, I'm going to be focusing a little bit more during my teaching about defensive signals and what those mean. So I'll be trying to walk through that in quite a bit of detail when we're going through the defensive hands, being mindful not to take too long while I'm explaining things so that we don't run out of time. Hopefully there's some interesting hands tonight. Let's get started. So to begin with, we've got a 11 high card point hand with 5 hearts. In precision, this is a very clear 1 heart opener. So we're up against Eric and Elad, 2 very strong players. Hopefully we'll be able to get the best of them tonight. Let's see how things go. I'm starting off by drinking my usual coffee as I play. Keeps my mind awake. Hopefully talking through these hands will also keep my mind awake, but we'll see. Elad is speaking to us, not in English. Oh, there we go. Now we've got some English text going on. And it looks like today we're playing 3 board rounds, which is usually good for Ethan and I because 3 board rounds means that if we happen to take quite long doing a long relay auction, we usually make up that time on the other 2 boards. The times where we get into trouble is during 2 board rounds where we have 2 long relay auctions in a row. Those come up very seldom, but that can sometimes pose a problem since relay auctions do take longer than natural auctions. You can see here Ethan's alerting that we play variable no trump range, which is true. So 2 diamonds here is an invitational heart raise. He could have a variety of heart raises here. I'm going to decline and wait for any further options. So I'm going to alert this as decline of invite. Now Ethan could have a variety of follow-ups here. He could have a fit bid type hand, or he could have a 4-card trump raise, and he would clarify that over 2 hearts. So here, hopefully, we're going to be 1 step lower than the rest of the field because we had an invitational auction that was 1 step lower than most people need to go in order to make an invite here. I'm assuming Ethan's got a hand with somewhere around 10 to 12 high card points and 3 trumps. If he had 4 trumps, he would have bid 2 spades. All right, and he's got exactly what I expected. Let's see what we can do. All right, so first of all, what do the opponents play here? Let's have a look. They play upside down attitude, standard count, and first discard is Laventhal. All right, so let's play low here and see what happens. No reason not to win the king here. So let's take stock. We've got, it looks like no trump losers, 1 spade loser. We have very likely 1 diamond loser no matter how we play the suit. And we have 1 club loser, 2 if we fail to ruff a club. So I think to begin with, the question is going to be, what do I do with this second club? Do I try to pitch it on a long diamond, or do I get started ruffing right away? And I think to begin, I'm going to start by ruffing this club, rather than relying on a 3-3 diamond break to pitch the club. I'm going to see what spot Elad plays. So he started with the 5, so I'm going to pay attention to what spots he's got, trying to interpret what that 5 of clubs spot was from. It looks like I'm going to make this contract. Most likely here we're going to get a diamond shift, and here's the diamond shift. Is there any reason to play the queen of diamonds here? Not really. Although, if Elad has the king, and I play low, then I might have a difficult time getting back to my hand for a club ruff. I'm going to play low. Now, by playing low, what I've done is I've preserved this queen of diamonds as an entry to my hand. So Eric started with a small diamond spot and is now going to play what? Another small one. So he doesn't have a doubleton, so that's reassuring, but Elad might have a diamond doubleton. So I'm going to play the ace, conserving the position of the king. So I think now best to ruff a club, cash 2 rounds of hearts, and then enter hand with a spade. We'll cash these 2 rounds of hearts and see what happens here. Okay, so that's an interesting heart card. Hearts may be 4-1. So now I can easily come back to my hand with a diamond. If Elad roughs this diamond, he's roughing with a natural trump trick. I don't mind that at all. If he plays a spade now, though, he's going to rough my jack of diamonds, and that's not going to make me very happy. Okay, so the king of spades is a good play. What that does is, in effect, ensures Elad another trick. For when I play the jack of diamonds, it's going to get roughed as well. And then I'm going to claim the rest after he roughs this. And there we go. I'm not sure if I could have gotten away of limiting my hand to anything more than that. It looks like 2 hearts plus 1 is a pretty good score. You can hear that's my toddler in the background there. She is encouraging me at the present time. Looking at the gib, it looks like on a club lead, the defense is actually holding me to +1. Okay. All right. So over 1 diamond, do I want to come in here? So I've got a 15 high card point hand. It's not a great hand for a double. It's off shape, so I'm going to pass and see what happens. So you can see here 2 hearts is an excellent score because, as I was mentioning before, most people don't have a mechanism to invite at the 2 level like we do. So now the question is, do I leave this double in or do I bid? How many is 1 diamond likely to go down? Probably quite a few. Let's pass. This should be fun. Let's see what Elad does. This is going to put some pressure on Elad. I don't think we're making a game here. Partner's a passed hand. I have 15, so we don't have game. So let's try to take as many tricks as we can. I could start off with a top heart, or I could start off with my stiff 9 of clubs. The problem is I likely have several natural diamond tricks, so I don't really need to be roughing clubs right away. Let's start with the top heart and then see how things go. So partner likely has 4 hearts. So what I want to know is if he has the queen of hearts, one thing that I might want to try is to play a low heart at trick 2. Okay, but he likely does not have the queen of hearts based on his 8 of hearts play. That's a discouraging signal. So one thing that I could do, there's no rush to play diamonds because Eric's going to have to play a heart if he wants to rough one and dummy. So I can always afford to play a club first. Or I could play a spade. A spade isn't likely to accomplish much, though. I think most likely a club is what I want to do. Partner rates to have 4 spades. Eric rates to have 2 spades. So I'm going to duck here and encourage a spade. I don't think Eric has the king of clubs. So I've shown my partner that I have the ace of spades. I'm hoping that he now plays a trump through so that I can attack hearts. Or he could even play a heart through. So that 6 of spades looks like a discouraging spade. He does not want me to continue playing spades because the 3 is missing. He also didn't play a heart back or a diamond. He may have not many diamonds. If I play a spade, a club is going to come from dummy. And what's going to get pitched? Probably a heart, but I don't mind a heart being pitched. So let's get rid of this spade entry. He's going to play a club. I'm going to rough this club. My goal on this hand is to get this down 2. Okay, so there's the spade, and I'm going to over-rough. Better to play a diamond out and let him play hearts from his hand. All right, so what's this 9 from? I know that partner doesn't have the ace. So why is he playing the 9? He might be trying to end play me. There's no reason to play low here. Partner doesn't have the ace or shouldn't have the ace. Okay, so partner had at least 2 diamonds. So Eric started with what? So maybe 5 diamonds, 2 spades, 3 hearts. I think I have to exit a heart here, unfortunately. If I exit the king of hearts, I'm certain to be gathering another diamond trick. It's going to be at least down 1, but is that good enough? I can't play a diamond out because Eric likely has the ace and the 8, so I have to play the king of hearts. So it looks like this is going to be down just 1. Unfortunately, I didn't get a heart through. A heart through would have helped.
Yeah, okay, all right. What did you do with the marker? You want to show me? Other than take my clothes off.
So down 1 probably isn't going to be great, I don't think. Well, it turns out to be a pretty good score. I'm sure we could have gotten this down 2 had a heart come through earlier. I may have been able to get out of it at the end there as well by playing a low heart from my hand. No, it looks like a diamond would have worked because partner in the end had 3 hearts rather than 4. Okay, so here I've got 5 spades. There's no need to bid here. 1 diamond doubled down 1 is going to be fine. A lot of people our way are going down in hearts, so it was reasonable for me not to come in and to try to go for minus 300. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get minus 300. We would have had to play the hearts better. Okay, I'm going to pass here. So I've got a great holding over Eric's 1 spade bid. This is a hand where I want to be playing defense. So 2 diamonds is game forcing, yet Elad is bidding 3 clubs. Presumably 2 diamonds is game forcing and showing diamonds, and 3 clubs is also natural. So Elad has the minors, and Eric has the majors, at least 5-5. 3 no trump looks like the most likely spot, although if the contract is 4 hearts, I'm going to have to think of a lead against 4 hearts. Doesn't look like a spade lead would be optimal against 4 hearts, given Eric's got all those spades on top of me. Probably the 9 of clubs would be my lead against 4 hearts, although consideration should certainly be made to leading a trump here. Elad could easily have a stiff spade and a couple of hearts and have some roughing value, and a trump lead at the beginning may very well be necessary against 4 hearts. So 4 hearts it is, it looks like. So I've already been thinking about what I'm going to lead against 4 hearts. So the decision comes down to a club versus a heart. So if Elad is 5-5 in the minors with 2 hearts and 1 spade, I don't actually have to lead a trump right away because I'm going to get in with a spade and then I'm going to be able to play a trump. So there's no need to rush to play trumps. Better to play a club and try to set up honors in partner's hand. A low trump could also be optimal here as well. There doesn't appear to be any clear source of tricks. I'm going to start with a low trump. With ace tripleton of hearts, the appropriate lead in that scenario is actually a low trump, so that if partner has a doubleton heart, it gives him communication to get back to my ace of hearts and continue drawing trump if he sees fit. So I'm happy with this trump lead. Even though partner has shown up with the queen, that's a finesse that Eric would have had to have taken no matter what. I'm going to play upside down count here with the 2. Partner ducking with his king of clubs. Then I'm going to play the 9 to finish off with my count. Eric knows our signals very well. He's deciding not to trust them. Now if partner's been reading my signals correctly, he might decide to cash winners and then play a club through for a ruff. What's Eric trying to do here? So he's setting up his clubs. Presumably he has a diamond loser, otherwise he wouldn't be doing this. So maybe he's got a stiff diamond. He started with 2 clubs, and he's at least 5-5 in the majors, so he might have a stiff diamond that he's planning on pitching. If Ethan plays a club here, that's no good. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to cash this ace and play a diamond, I think. Eric would not have played on hearts if he had the ace of diamonds. That would be a very unusual play when you have this big, long running diamond suit to be playing on clubs. So Ethan probably needs count in the diamond suit. So if I give him count, the 9 would be my appropriate count card here. I want him to play, after cashing his ace of diamonds, to play a club back. Okay, so there's the stiff diamond that came out of Eric's hand. Now, hopefully, we have a club back. Ethan cannot play another diamond here. But any other card aside from it... Actually, even a club is not a great play here, because if a club is played, Eric's going to rough high, draw trump, and then he's going to... Actually, Eric has no more minor suit cards left. So I can exit a trump. There we go. I'm going to exit a trump, and then I'm going to win all these spades at the end. So this is going to be down at least 1 or 2. Eric is trapped in his hand now, and he has no way to get out of this at this point. Time's going to run out, but this hand is over. I'm going to get a couple of spade tricks, and this is not going to be a great score for Eric. There we go. So that was a pretty good score for us. We defended that very nicely. The key to that hand was placing a stiff diamond in Declarer's hand. Knowing that Declarer had a likely stiff diamond by that line of play, I was able to make the switch to a diamond, getting partner to cash his ace of diamonds, and partner made the astute switch of a spade. then stranding Eric in his hand with a trump. Okay, so how many do I have here? So I've got a 16-point hand. Is this worth an upgrade? No, it is not. I'm going to open this one diamond, which is 11 to 16. 2 plus diamonds. Hi, P. Brockway. My chat window obscures half of East's cards. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Okay, let me fix that for you. Okay, let's unlock this. We're going to move this way. That should be much better. There we go. How's that? Okay, so partners made a 2-club bid. 2 clubs is at least invitational values, 4 plus clubs. My role here is to show major suit stoppers as well as to show my strength. Ooh, this is very tempting to double this for penalty. The question is, does 2 hearts doubled go down more than me making 3 no trumps here? Let me see. Partner could very well have a shapely hand. I'm gonna take my shot at 3 no rather than doubling this for penalty. Hi P Brockway. Yeah, I'm not Ethan. I'm Alad. I'm Ethan's cousin and regular bridge partner. I'm being the guest streamer today. Sorry if you were expecting to see Ethan. You have me instead. All right. So let's see. What do the opponents play here? So the opponents play. Let's pull up their card just so I know what carding they're playing. I can already tell that 9 of hearts is likely a stiff. Okay, they play standard carding, upside down attitude, trump suit preference. Okay, fair enough. All right, so let's play low, and we're going to take stock of this hand. I'm going to false card with the 6 so that Jen thinks that her partner has a doubleton. All right, so I'm going to win the jack here. Jenny still has the queen as well as the 7 of hearts, so that's important to take note of what spots are left outstanding. If she eventually switches to a low heart, I can duck that around to my 8. Okay, so I've got, let's see, 2 tricks in hearts, 2 tricks in spades. That's 4. I've got 4 tricks in diamonds. That's 8. So what am I going to do to get other tricks? Well, it seems pretty clear to play a club. Which club do I play? Well, I want the opponents to actually duck the first round to maintain communication. So I'm going to start with the jack rather than the queen, hoping that they're going to duck. Good. So they've ducked. Now I want to play the queen, unblocking the suit. This is just better technique. It shouldn't matter on this hand because I have lots of diamond entries to play on those clubs. Okay, so that means that West started with 1 club and East started with 5 clubs and still has the ace, 10, 8 outstanding. All right, so let's see. So what I'm going to do is, how can I make as many tricks as possible here? Maybe I can force West to make some key discards here. I'm going to start by playing low to the ace of spades. I'm going to start playing some diamonds out of my hand and wait for pitches. I'm going to watch very closely for hearts that Jenny is pitching and clubs that East is pitching. I'm going to take this over here. Okay, so there's 1 spade. I'm going to cash this spade here, throwing a club from board. Okay, I'm going to play the queen of diamonds, low to the 10, and then hopefully, okay, so there is the 8 of clubs. So now I still need to watch for the 10 of clubs and the ace of clubs. Okay. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure why West ducked that. It shouldn't matter, though. They've got 2 good cards at the end. That should be an average score, I would think. It's near top. +1 should be pretty good. Nothing to do here but pass. Doesn't seem like I can do any better here at any stage here. In a hand like that, you really want to play in tempo, and you want to keep track of the relevant discards. On that hand, West was making some discards in hearts that could have been relevant, but she pitched well. East could have pitched clubs earlier, which would have allowed me to set up the clubs, had that 8 of clubs come down earlier, but it did not. So one no trump in this position is 16 to 18. We play a pretty strong overcall range for our no trumps, in contrast to what we play opening no trumps, and that's primarily because the opponents already know what's up in a situation like this. They already know that one hand has opening values. Here, unfortunately, we don't play 2 clubs followed by 2 spades as a sign-off bid, so I have to transfer to spades here, rather than keeping my hearts in play. So I'm going to transfer to spades and then pass. This should be reasonable. Hopefully we don't miss a 4-4 heart fit. Had we played 2 clubs followed by 2 spades as a hand such as this, that's what I would have done. But unfortunately, what we use for that is a invitational heart bid, which I do not have. So the abyss is thinking, maybe with shortness of spades, thinking about competing in a minor suit. If East competes in a minor suit with 3 clubs, I have nothing to say. I'm going to leave whether or not there's a penalty double to partner. So we'll hand things over to Ethan. We'll let him play the cards here. This is Ethan's first hand of the night. Ethan's been looking forward to tonight because he can focus on actually playing bridge rather than doing the stream. All right, so we did not miss a 4-4 heart fit, but the bad news is that we're in a 5-2 spade fit. So let's take stock of this hand while Ethan is thinking about things. Off the top, we've got 2 quick heart losers. We have 1 diamond loser. We have half a club loser, possibly more. The king of clubs is likely to be onside given the 1 diamond opener, but you never know. The spades are also an interesting position to determine how to play those. Most likely here, you're not going to have any entries to dummy, so the best way to play this spade suit is to cash your ace of spades and run the 10, hoping that the jack of spades is with West and the king of spades is with East. That's got fair odds on this auction given the 1 diamond opening bid. So Ethan feels the same way. He's playing an ace of spades and is going to run the 10. That 8 of spades doesn't look good. So this looks as though the spades are split 4-2 with the king and a small 1 still outstanding with East. Ethan has to pay attention that that 8 of spades dropped. Ethan is very likely going to run out of time to set up those hearts if East keeps playing on diamonds. Oh, that was a very nice switch for Ethan. Rather than tapping Ethan in dummy, the opponents have switched to hearts, which gives Ethan a valuable tempo here. And they've played another heart, further playing into Ethan's plan. So this is very good news for us. If that king of clubs is onside, we're going to make this contract now. All right, so that king of clubs, unless that's a singleton, which I don't think it is, Ethan should easily be able to return to hand with the jack of clubs and play a trump. He does not want East at this stage to score his small trump. East has the ace of spades and a very small trump spot. Ethan cannot allow that trump spot to score. So Ethan's playing a diamond back, which is fine because East is very likely to hold diamond length. Oh, okay. So he's run the 10 of diamonds, which I guess is a safer play because this allows Ethan to ruff, catering to a stiff king of clubs. Interesting. That was a very nice play. So East has made the error of playing low here. Oh wow! So the spades were actually split 3-3, which means Ethan's going to make this, which is great. We've got 5 plus scores in a row. That should be an excellent score. Let's keep on rolling. Here I've been dealt a balanced 10 count. Normally this would be a 1-no trump opener for us. Previously we were opening 10 high card point flat hands, 1-no. Today we've increased our range slightly and partially for fun to 11 to 13. So this would not be an opening tonight. We're still playing the usual weak no trump systems. We find weak no trumps are actually our opening bid that wins us the most match points on balance. The opponents have significant difficulty finding penalty doubles over weak no trumps. They also have a lot of difficulty coming in and having constructive auctions over this 1-no bid. So on balance, it tends to win more match points than it loses. So even though it's a swingy bid, we like to play it. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to keep playing it until people start doubling us. So what is Ethan going to do here? He's lost in thought, counting his high card points. All right, so 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds is a precision 2 diamonds. Ethan has short diamonds, 0 or 1, and he has at least 3 in all the other suits. At least 4-3 in the majors and at least 4 in clubs. So I've got a hand that's kind of a borderline to invite here. 10 high card points opposite a maximum of 15 here. Is this good enough to invite? Yeah, I think it is. So let's make an invitational bid. So 2-no is an asking bid, and it's artificial. If Ethan shows that he's got a maximum for a 2 diamond bid and 4 hearts, I might try 4 hearts. I also have no wastage in diamonds, which is an excellent feature of my hand. If I had some wasted high card points here. Okay, so 3-no trump means that he is specifically 4-4-1 with a stiff honor in diamonds. So he either has the stiff king of diamonds, which would be very bad for me, or the stiff ace of diamonds, which would be very good. In any case, I know now that I have to try my luck with 4 hearts, regardless of whether or not this is making. Hopefully he doesn't have a stiff king of diamonds. If he does, I'll be very sad. In any case, this should have some play at the very least if Ethan is truly maximum with a stiff honor in diamonds. So let's see what happens here. We may also get some favorable defense by the opponents. Let's hope. This is going to be a thin contract. Oh no, so it is the stiff king of diamonds. But the good news is we have a spade lead. So the spade lead means that I have no spade losers. I'm going to have to rough some diamonds and dummy. I can pitch one on the king of clubs. So which hand do I want to play as the long trumps here? Do I want to play it from dummy or do I want to play it from my hand? If I play it from my hand, I'm going to need 2 diamond roughs. Because I'm going to lose a diamond, I'm going to be able to pitch 1 diamond on a club, so I need to rough 2 diamonds. If I play it from this side, then I need to rough 1 club and potentially 1 spade. I think I'll play it from dummy because it's possible that the spades are splitting 3-3, even though that's unlikely given the lead. Let's see what happens here. Depending on what Jenny plays, I may play this slightly differently. So that's very curious that Jenny played low. It suggests that the 7 is probably from the queen. No reason not to win the jack here. So I'm a little bit concerned about a spade ruff. I don't think a spade ruff is imminent. If I play ace of spades and a trump, or ace of hearts and a trump, the opponents can make life very difficult for me by playing another trump through. I think it's probably best to duck a heart first to maintain control of the heart suit. This way, I can't be hurt by a trump continuation if I started with the ace of hearts. So the opponents are going to kind of make the decision for me here which side I need to play this as the long trump hand. So it looks like I'm going to start by playing trumps from dummy here. No need to play anything other than the 4 of hearts. I still need to rough 1 diamond in dummy, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to play low to the queen, ruff a diamond. Here, one thing that I can do is play low to the ace of hearts, and then if hearts are splitting 3-2, as they normally do, then I'm making this contract. I could start by playing the ace of clubs and a club. That might get roughed. If it does, then I'll be sad. The advantage of playing a heart is that I remove the possibility of a club getting roughed. I'm going to start with the ace and king of clubs. And then I'm going to play a heart. Okay, here we go. And then the decision is going to be, do I let this jack of hearts ride or do I not let it ride? The king of hearts from east was an interesting card. The king of hearts on the first trick could have been from a stiff, or it could have been from king-queen doubleton. If I let this ride and it loses, then I'm making this contract. Then I'm making this contract if it loses to the queen. Because then I'm going to win whatever is played back, and then I am going to be very happy. There we go. Okay, so that is good news, which means that the queen and 10 of hearts are with West. So now I can just play off spades. If one gets roughed, I don't care. And then I'm going to make the rest. So one of the key decisions in this hand was letting the jack of hearts run. And the reason that I played it that way is because letting the jack of hearts run has almost no downside. If it loses to the stiff queen of hearts, then I'm always making this contract because then I know that trumps are splitting 3-2. So that should be another good score, and indeed it is. We're just rolling along at about an 84% clip. Which is great, although we've started this hot before and have not won, so we need to make sure that we continue this pace. Making that 4-heart contract was a good start towards winning. Okay, so I've got a 13-point hand, 5 hearts, no reason not to open this anything other than 1 heart. We're playing against Susie, and we're playing against Ken Hines. All right, so partners come in with 1 spade. My options here are 1 no trump or 2 diamonds. What would I rather play here? 1 no or 2 diamonds? Well, 2 diamonds has the advantage of showing my shape. 1 no has the advantage of showing that I have a second spade. I like this hand more as a 1 no trump bid, so I'm going to start with 1 no. I'm not too concerned about ops running a bunch of clubs on me. This also is going to allow Ethan to bid 2 spades. Okay. So can Ethan have an invite here? He has a max of 10 high card points. Could this 2 clubs bid be an invitational bid? Normally we play 2 clubs is an invitational bid, a puppet to 2 diamonds. If it is a puppet to 2 diamonds, what could he have that could possibly be invitational here? I think it has to be natural, which means I'm just going to take preference to 2 spades. He's probably got 5 spades and 4 clubs. I'm going to show that I have preference to spades. I don't think he can have an invitational hand here, but he is persisting. Opposite a passed hand, I can't really justify going a game on these cards. I'm going to pass. He's got a max of 10 high card points. I've got 13. There's no need for us to be pushing to game here. 2 clubs there shouldn't really be a puppet to 2 diamonds, even if Ethan was intending it as that. He's a passed hand. I'm a 3rd seed opener. We can't really have game on these cards. So 2 clubs really should be natural there, but he may have intended it not as natural. Okay, so it looks like he did intend it as a invitational bid. He's got exactly 10 high card points with a 5th spade, so he's got an absolute max for a pass. So he probably felt as though game was still in the picture. And it's possible he may make 3 spades here. He's off 2 top trumps. He is off half a diamond loser. He's off 1.5 clubs. So we're probably going to make 3 spades exactly. No trump would have been optimal on these cards. He probably felt as though my 2 spade bid was showing a 3rd spade. And it would have been had 2 clubs being the invitational bid, but I didn't think that it was. We'll have to discuss this auction afterwards. Not one that comes up too often in our system. One good thing about the way this sequence has gone is Ethan still has hearts and dummy that he can pitch clubs on. The ops are running out of chances to switch to clubs. They're going to have to do that right away if the king of diamonds is offside. Interesting. So Ethan can now play a low diamond to the 10, unblocking, and then a heart back. This may end up being okay, even versus some people that are in no trump. I don't think many people are going to be in 3 no trump here, with me having 13 and partner having 10. But most of the field is not going to be in spades. So we have to take more tricks than everybody who is in no trump. Now the only recourse that West has is to cash the ace of clubs. If the ace of clubs is not cashed, then there is likely going to be a squeeze on the person who holds long hearts and the ace of clubs. So we'll see if that squeeze materializes. Actually, that last trump in Ethan's hand is going to block any squeeze from operating. Okay, so here's the ace of clubs. That should be the end of this. I'm just going to let Ethan know that I didn't think 2 clubs could be invitational there. We'll discuss that one after. So, wow, so 3 spades ended up being an excellent score. That's just lucky on our part that we got some gifts on defense there. In 2-no, which is the normal spot, 2-no should make 2 exactly. All right, so here the decision is going to be, do I come in? Yes, I think I do come in. 1 heart I think is optimal instead of 1 spade. If Ethan has 4 spades, he can easily bid 1 spade over my 1 heart. So there's no need to double with this shape. So 7 hands have gone by and we haven't had a minus score yet. That's usually a good sign whenever you're at the bridge club. Hopefully we stay going on our streak. 3 hearts here is a purely preemptive bid. This has no aspirations of game, which is good from my perspective because I have no aspirations of game either. So hopefully this has blocked the opponents from finding their club part score. So over 4 diamonds, I have an easy pass, but I'm just going to pass in tempo. I don't want to make it seem like I have nothing to think about. So I'm going to pass in tempo, and we're going to let East make the final call. Against diamonds, I have to decide what to lead, and the clear lead is going to be the 10 of clubs. On most scenarios, you're going to do fine leading your stiff. Even when you have natural trump tricks in your hand, the main role of leading a stiff is not only to gather roughs in your hand, but also to promote high cards in your partner's hand. Leading a heart here is usually not a great strategy. Partner by no means needs to have the king of hearts here. So by leading a heart, you very well may be giving up a trick. A spade lead here is no good, given East has bid spades. So I'm going to lead the 10 of clubs. If a heart comes out of West's hand, I'm going to have to decide whether to duck or win the ace. I think I have to win the ace in case West is also holding the king of hearts. There's no guarantee, like I mentioned before. So the two of clubs is low suit preference, which suggests that he actually wants a heart played. So if that is the case, I can actually get to my partner's hand with a heart. Okay, so the question is, do I need to make a risky play? And I think the answer here is no. A risky play here would be to play a low heart, getting to partner's hand with the king of hearts, and then getting a club ruff. But do I need to do that? I have a natural trump trick already with the jack of diamonds. The only reason to do that is if I think I might get two ruffs, and I don't think that two ruffs are coming here. If I cash the ace of hearts, likely the second heart is not going to be cashing. But it may allow me then to shift to a spade at trick 2 before West can set up the clubs. So that's what I'm going to do. Rather than pursuing my club ruff, I'm going to play the ace of hearts and then shift to a spade. That's encouraging. Partner has 4 hearts, though, based on his bid. There's no need to play another heart. So I'm going to shift to a spade, hoping to gather our king of spades, if we have it, before the clubs are set up. Okay, so the 6, interesting. So partner, okay, interesting. So I should not have done that. That was a mistake on my part. I should have continued hearts. Declarer made the play of playing on trumps when he did not have the tempo to do that because we could have cashed hearts. So now I need to hope that we've got a club trick coming. Otherwise, this is going to make, and it shouldn't have. Likely, West does have no club losers based on this auction, but it's possible that we could still have a club trick coming. But this isn't going to be great because we didn't cash our hearts. So West isn't claiming, but that's probably just because West is going to play out all of his winners. I'm going to apologize to partner for making a poor play. And I'm going to forget about that one and move on to the next hand. All right, so how many do I have here? So I've got 9, 13. This actually is now a 1-no trump opener based on our new system. So we should have gotten this down too. There were 2 heart tricks that were coming that we didn't cash because of my switch. Partner did everything he can to alert me that he had the king of hearts, and I said that I had the king of hearts, and I didn't play a heart. All right, so two hearts. So there are two diamonds here is asking me to describe my strength as well as my major suit holdings. So this is called the Eric convention. So this shows that I have no major doubleton and a max. The reason it's called the Eric is because this was designed by one of Ethan's other partners, Eric, who we've actually played against already. And we have since named this convention the Eric, which actually comes up all the time. And it's a convention that helps us a lot determine whether or not to play in a no-trump contract versus a suit contract. So most people on board 8 are not getting minus 130. Most people are actually in diamonds going down, and that's what we should be in. We should have had plus 100. Instead, we had minus 130. All right, here we go. So let's take stock of this hand. Ethan's got a club loser. He's got 1.5 losers in each red suit. So he's got some work to do here. The best thing that the opponents can do now is shift to a red suit, but they haven't done that, which is going to allow partner to draw trump and pitch one of his red suit losers away. So that means that he's going to be making this contract. He's now looking for over tricks. He can actually afford to hook hearts before he pitches a diamond, because even if the heart hook loses to the queen, he can still pick up the rest if because a diamond is not threatening. But let's see which order he decides to do things in. Spades have split 2-2. Now he's got to decide, does he want to play clubs, pitching a red suit, or take a red suit hook first? He really has to guess which red suit is working to make this contract, it looks like. If both the ace and queen in one of them are off, then he's got to figure out which suit that is and pitch from that suit. So he's watching their discards very carefully, stripping the club suit, probably pitching a heart. But it's really a guess at this stage. The two of diamonds, let's see, what do the opponents play? What was that two of diamonds discard? Presumably it's standard carding, which means that, let's see what they play. They play standard carding, so that diamond discard was discouraging. So if you trust the opponent's discards, that means West doesn't like diamonds. So you may have wanted to pitch a diamond. But Ethan is deciding to pitch hearts instead. Interesting. So he's gone up with the king and has guessed right, which is a very key decision here. It looks like it's our lucky day, other than my mistake on board 8. Okay, let's see if West's signal was accurate or if they were just throwing cards at random. So the queen is offside. There shouldn't be much left to do here other than concede a diamond. Okay, so West did have the ace of diamonds. Great play by partner. That should be a fine score. And it's tied with a couple of other people for top. So board 7, let's take stock of how this round went. Board 7 is a far and away top because we had some gifts by the defense. We also found a contract that not many other people are going to find. 3 spades is actually a contract that should always make. And 2 no trump is actually a contract that should always make as well. So the optimal contract on this hand happens to actually be spades, which is interesting because 2 no you would think is the spot on those cards. Board 8 is going to be an average minus. It's pretty close to bottom, but not the worst score that it could have been. Board 9 is going to be pretty good, and it looks like half the field is not in 4 spades or is not making it, and half this field is making it. Ethan guessed very well on that heart. I'm actually curious why he made that guess, so I'm going to ask him. Let's see what he says. What made you go up with the ace of hearts? I'm very curious as to what signal he picked up on that hand that made him go up with the king of hearts. I don't think many players would have made that play. Ethan might not know either. He may have just made a table field decision, gone up with the king, and it happened. The king of hearts, rather. Yeah, he just had a feeling. He's not really sure. Yeah, so that's what it seemed like. There weren't many clues on that hand other than the pitch of the 2 of diamonds, suggesting that West did not like diamonds. Whether that was accurate or just a random card, it's not really clear. West did have the ace of diamonds, but just pitched his lowest diamond. So I think that's one of those hands where you kind of read the tempo as to how fast West plays the heart spot when you lead up to the king, and you make a decision as to whether or not West was thinking about anything. To me, it didn't seem as though there was any significant hesitation at all by West when a low heart was led to the king. So it's interesting. Ethan made the decision. West had the ace of hearts. It's true if the jack loses, then you're in pretty big trouble. Okay, so that was another pretty good round other than board 8. So we're still doing pretty well at 78%, and we are about a little under halfway through the game. Who are we up against? Let's see. We're up against Jarson and Jay Sean. So what do I have here? I've got a hand that's got 17 high card points and 5 spades to the ace-queen. This is a pretty good hand. Is there anything to do other than bid 1 spade here? Is it good enough for a power double? No, it's not. So I'm going to start with 1 spade. To make a power double here, I'd have to have probably around 18 high card points. It's a situation that I don't like to put myself in if I'm kind of borderline. I'd rather just bid naturally, start with 1 spade, and let partner bid constructively. So, in this scenario, Ethan has raised me to 2 spades. If I bid 3 spades here, that would be purely competitive, and it would be a bid that I would make if I had no aspirations of game. In fact, that is not the case. I actually have aspirations of game, so I'm going to bid 3 hearts. 3 hearts is an artificial invite in spades. It's important that when you're having competitive agreements with your partner that you discuss these scenarios as to what is a competitive bid and what is a truly invitational bid. Because otherwise, it's just a guess. Ethan knows that 3 hearts is invitational and has declined the invitation. So let's see where we're at here. King of Diamonds is led. What do the opponents play? They play standard conventions in carding. All right, so I've got a diamond loser. I have, it looks like 1 spade loser no matter how I play the suit unless I can pin a 10. And I also have 1, maybe 2 club losers. So I'm going to start by following suit, and I'm going to see how things develop before tackling the trump suit. It looks like I'm going to make this contract at first glance. Might even make 4. Here, I don't think I can afford to pitch a club. By ruffing, it does expose me to a potential tapping defense, but as long as I don't get rid of all my trumps right away, I think I can afford to ruff. Now the question is, how do I play the trump suit? It's not safe to play a low club to the king, because then I might get ruffed on the second round of clubs. I could play the ace of spades and a low spade towards the jack. That would cater to a stiff king offside. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the ace of spades and then play a low spade. This also cuts down on trumps if there's a 3-1 club break. Okay, so this is perfect because this protects me against a diamond continuation. Since I still have a trump in dummy, I can't be tapped with a diamond continuation. So there may be a club ruff here. It's possible I should have false carded actually on that club. I think that was a mistake, but luckily the opponents didn't make me pay, and I can now take the rest of the tricks. I should have false carded under that jack with the queen of clubs. That would have been optimal, but I missed the false card, but it didn't make me pay because Beast didn't find the club continuation. Very likely there was a club ruff, but we'll see. I'm kind of curious, so I'm just going to play this out. And then I'm going to claim. So that should be a fine score, and it looks like it's a top. Yeah, so they can set me if they find that club rough. So on that jack of clubs, it looks like they can set me at that stage, or can they? Let's see. So after West wins the king of spades, can he set me with the... No, he can't. He can set me with a trump continuation, though. All right, so one heart has been opened by partner. That's 11 to 16 in this position. Three spades is looking like a great score here. So over four clubs, I don't have much to say. I don't have enough strength to make a takeout double here. I'm going to pause for an appropriate length of time before passing. Partner can always make a balancing takeout double if he wants to. Okay, so he has made a balancing takeout double, which means I am very happy to bid four hearts here. This may very well not make, though. Partner's limited to 16 high card points, and I only have 4. It would take a miracle for me to make this 4-heart contract. It's possible, though, that partner's got like 5 diamonds and 4-4 in the majors, in which case this might have play. West now has a decision to make. Who knows how strong that 4 clubs is. I've seen various things done at this club. 4 clubs could be wide-ranging here. I'm not necessarily placing West for a weak hand, even though usually people at clubs will make this 4-club bid with a weak hand. I have seen it here too many times with a strong hand. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if West brings out a surprise penalty double here. But no surprise penalty double, no surprise 5-club bid. Okay, so I wasn't far off as to partner shape. Wow, so we've got 2 stiff clubs opposite each other. So what is that 8 of clubs from? It could be from a doubleton. It could be a singleton. If it's a singleton, that means that West has, what, 10 clubs? No, that's impossible. So it's probably a doubleton, and West probably has 9 clubs. All right, so that 9 of diamonds is likely a singleton. I'm going to false card with the 4, so that East thinks that his partner has the 9 and the 3. Certainly, I'm going to play low here. There's no way that that 9 came from Queen 9. And that's fine. Okay, so a club continuation here. So I think it's reasonable for me to pitch a spade from hand. Yeah, I'm going to pitch a spade from hand. Let's see how many clubs East had. So East had 2 clubs, most likely. West probably started with, what, 9 clubs and 1 diamond. So let's find out how many hearts he has. And then we can determine how to play the spade suit. Okay, so West had 1 heart, 1 diamond, 9 clubs, and 2 spades. So that means I still have 1 outstanding heart to lose. So now I'm going to have to determine how to best play this spade suit. So I'm going down because I have to lose a trump. There's no way to get out of that. One thing I could do is I could rough a diamond in my hand and then take a spade hook. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to strip the diamond suit and potentially get a rough and slough. So West is smartly not pitching any spades at all. So now the question is, which spade do I play? So West certainly has 2 spades. If it's 2 to the king, there's nothing I can do. If it's 2 to the jack, then I can smother the jack by playing low to the queen. So I'm going to play low to the queen, hoping that West has jack doubleton. And now West has to give me a rough and slough or play the jack of spades. So that prevented me from guessing wrong on the second round of spades by stripping diamonds. So that's great. So now I just have to lose one trump, and that's it. So it's going to be down 2. That should be a fine score because West had a freak of a hand here. They're almost certainly making 4 clubs with 2 shortnesses. Okay, so that should be fine. I'm happy that we competed to 2 hearts. So it looks like 4 hearts is indeed an excellent score because the opponents are making 5 clubs. So West shape was indeed 9-2-1-1. It's been a while since I've seen a 9-card suit. Okay, so we've got a 12 high card point hand. This is a 1 diamond opener. Two hearts, as it turns out, is about as good as I can do, down 2 on that club lead. The key there was making myself free of a spade guess by stripping the diamonds on that hand. If I hadn't stripped the diamonds, he could have exited, and then I would have had to guess on the spades. But as it turns out, he was out of diamonds, so he would have had to give me a rough and slough anyway in clubs. So that's fine. Okay, so redouble here. That shows 4 hearts. Over a hand that has 4 hearts, I'm just going to bid 2 clubs as if it was a natural 1 diamond, 1 heart auction. After this hand, I am going to go get a beer because it's halftime. And we're playing pretty well. Based on these first couple of hands here, we're probably over 80% now, I would think. We came close a few weeks ago. Actually, yeah, 3 weeks ago, we came very close to getting an 80% game. But the last round brought us down from about a 79 to a 76. So today, it looks like we have another shot at getting there if we can keep playing well. It's too bad about my mistake on board 8 because that really would have helped us get there. All right, so who knows what that pass is? Not many people pass in this scenario, but I'm going to bid 2 clubs. 2 clubs is showing at least 5-4 in the majors either way. It's not really alertable, but I'll alert it anyway. So Ethan's taking preference to diamonds. Okay, so Ethan's got a 5-card heart suit. He's got 3 diamonds. This looks like a hand where roughing clubs and dummy is going to be my best scenario to score tricks. So let's take stock. What's that king of spades from? Almost certainly the king of spades is from king, queen, 4th. So that's what I'm going to play east for. East very likely also has 4 hearts. And if that is the case, it might be profitable for me to play this as a cross ruff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by trying to cash winners before I set this up as a cross ruff. So to do that, I'm going to play low to the jack to try to set that jack up. Next, I'm going to knock out a top club, and then I'm going to start cross ruffing. Okay, so if East started with king, queen, 10 small, would he play the 10 here? Probably not, because he's seeing the jack, 9, and dummy. Can I afford to play the 9? Probably not, because then the jack is going to get ruffed the next time, and I need to cash that to set this cross ruff up. So I'm going to cash the jack. Okay, so East made the astute play of playing low from king small, which is the normal play that he should make. Now I'm going to set this up by, let's see, should I cash my ace king of hearts first? And then ducking a club? That prevents West from pitching a heart on my spade, and I don't want him pitching a heart. So I need to cash my hearts first to avoid West from pitching a heart on my 9 of spades. Because West likely has 2 hearts if I'm reading the bidding appropriately, and I don't want him pitching that heart when I play a 9 of spades. Okay, so now I'm going to duck a club, and then I'm going to start cross-ruffing. Okay, so West is making a good switch of the the king of diamonds. So that's interesting. The queen of diamonds fell. I'm just going to duck here. Okay, so that means that West started with, what, 5 diamonds? Yeah, 5 diamonds. So I need to score my diamonds individually here. I've taken 5 tricks, and I need to take 3 more. And I can do that if I score all my cards separately. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a heart and then a club. Yeah, I'm going to play a heart and then a club. And I'm hoping that my club is going to score when I rough it with the 10. So West started with 5 diamonds, 3 spades, 2 hearts, and 3 clubs. So now there's not much that West can do here. Okay. There's really no need to play my king of diamonds here. So I'm going to make 2 diamonds. The key on this hand was setting this up appropriately for the cross ruff. And in order to do that, I needed to cash that ace king of hearts before letting them pitch a heart on that 9 of spades. So that is another top board. Interesting. So it looks like the opponents can get me down 3 if they know to lead the queen of diamonds right away. But as soon as that king of spades is led, the opponents have no recourse because I can set up my cross ruff. Looks like they still have an opportunity here to switch to a diamond and get me down, but they failed to do that. Once that diamond switch was not found, then I set this up as a cross ruff. You can see here at this stage, the only way to make this on the cross ruff is to cash your top 2 heart winners. And that's a standard technique for any cross ruff, is to cash your winners first before embarking on the cross ruff to prevent the opponents from pitching their shortness suits. If they pitch their shortness suits, then you're not going to be able to cash those winners at the end. So you can see here it's too late at this stage for the opponents to do anything about this cross ruff. All right, so that was another good round. I should go and grab my beer before we start the second half. Be right back. All right, I'm back, and it's all downhill from here. So Ethan says lots of folks in 2-0 in our direction. It does appear as though there's a lot of people in 2-0, and a hand like this, where you've got 5-4 in the majors, is not really a hand that you want to be playing in 2-0 trump. You want to be playing this in a suit contract so that you have some roughing value. This is a hand that does not have many tricks in no trump, especially with all of these poor breaks. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Casper. Casper, where are you watching the stream from? You over in BC? In Golden, BC. That's great. Hopefully the road trip over there went well. You can see that we're having a fairly good game so far with only 2 minus scores over the past 12 boards. So Ethan's opened a 3rd seat 1-no trump, and we actually play this as a weak no trump, 11-14. This is going to go down, and I know this because of how weak my hand is. I'm going to pass and watch Ethan go down 1 or 2. This is unfortunately not going to be great because going down 1 or 2 vulnerable usually is not good at match points, but maybe the opponents will come in here. Let's see. If they're smart, they're going to let Ethan go down in flames in this contract. But unfortunately, they don't know. They're going to find out very quickly that my hand is pretty garbage when the dummy comes down. All right, so let's have a look here. So that 9 of clubs is an interesting card. What's that 9 from? My guess is that that 9 is a 4th best card, maybe from something like Ace, Jack, 10, 9. Even though most people would lead the Jack from that sequence, I've seen people at this club lead the 9 from a holding like that. Oh, sorry, Ethan's got the Jack, so it could be from something like Ace, Queen, 10, 9, rather. Yes, that's what it's from. It's from Ace, Queen, 10, 9, almost certainly. There is the aforementioned 10, and there is the ace. So it was indeed a 4th best lead from Ace, Queen, 10, 9. Oh, and unfortunately, it's from 5 cards. So that's going to be 5 top club tricks for the opponents. Then we're off 2 red suit aces. That's 7 tricks for the opponents. And then we're off potentially the king of hearts as well. So if we're lucky here, we might be down 1. Even that is optimistic. If after these clubs are played, a heart comes through, Ethan's going to be in trouble. Ethan cannot afford to pitch another heart here, because if a heart comes through, he's going to have to take a hook. If we're down 1, this may actually end up being not a bad score. Okay, so a heart didn't come through. That is the first hurdle. Now I think it's too late for the opponents to attack hearts. So it looks like now Ethan's going to get the rest of the tricks for down 1. Down 1 at match points, vulnerable usually is not a great score. You want to be getting plus scores as much as you can. And here there isn't really a great part score for the opponents other than 2 clubs. And who knows if the opponents are going to find 2 clubs at the other table. 2 clubs making is 90. 1 no down 1 is 100. So that's no good, unless the opponents are taking an over trick in 2 clubs. So we'll see what the field is in. It's possible that a lot of people are in 2 clubs, maybe making an over trick. So far, no one has played it. In 2 clubs, let's see. The opponents have to lose 1 diamond, they have to lose 2 hearts, and they have to lose a spade. So it actually should make an over trick. So that means that 1 no down 1 is actually a better result than 2 clubs plus 1. So this may not be as bad as I once feared. They also have a spade part score too, it looks like. Okay, so here we go. We're in for a crazy relay auction now because Ethan's opened a strong no trump, 16 plus. So I have a hand with 4 plus spades and a game force. Next, what I'm going to do is show my side heart suit. I have a massive hand opposite a 16 plus hand. We're getting to slam almost certainly here. Even if Ethan tries to sign off, I'm going to push us to slam. So 1 no here shows a side 4 card heart suit. So I've shown 4 plus spades, 4 plus hearts. Next, I'm going to show my specific shape. So 2 clubs is asking me again to show my specific shape. I'm going to tell him. So 2 diamonds here would show longer hearts than spades. 2 hearts would show 10 plus cards in hearts and spades, and 2 spades shows this shape. So 2 spades shows that I'm specifically 5 spades, 4 hearts, and 2 in the minor suits. Next, he's going to ask me about my controls and how many controls do I have. An ace is worth 2, a king is worth 1. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 controls. So 3 clubs is 0 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 controls. Ace equals 2, king equals 1. Okay, so Ethan's very excited now with my 6 controls. So he's going to scan where my controls are, starting with 4 clubs. He may in fact decide to bypass scanning for controls at all and just skip to scanning for queens. Okay, so he's going to scan where they are. So first of all, he's asking about how many controls I have in spades. I'm going to bid 4 diamonds, showing either both the ace-king or none. Next, he's going to ask about my heart suit, and I'm going to again show him either all the heart controls or none. He should know that I'm showing all of the spade controls here based on my 3-no trump bid. We may even have a grand here. I don't know exactly what he's thinking, but he's in the best possible position to bid this grand or slam. He knows exactly my shape. He knows where my controls are. He knows how many of them I have. If slam is on, if grand is on, Ethan is going to find it. Okay, so he has decided that 6 hearts is the spot, and it looks like I'm playing it, which is very interesting. After all of that descriptive bids, I am the one playing this hand because unfortunately I started with a bid of 1 heart. So the opponents know exactly what I have. We must be off an ace, otherwise Ethan would have continued to relay. Luckily, I have lots of time to play this hand. We've got 11 minutes left for 2 hands, so I can take my time and think about this. Okay, so we are off an ace, as expected. Play low. I'm not out of the woods yet here. I have some roughing to do. Okay, so that helps me out. A spade switch is going to make the spade position quite favorable here for me. All right, so what I have is I have 1 spade pitch on my king of clubs. I also need 1 rough in dummy. Do I need to do that now? Probably not. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a low heart to the queen and see what the heart break is. If I play a low heart to the queen and a low heart back to my ace, if there's a 4-1 heart break, can I still rough my spade and get away with it? No, it's going to be very tricky to get back to my hand if I do that. If I cash my ace of hearts and then my king of hearts, no, I need to rough a spade right now. Okay, so now I should be out of the woods unless there's a 5-0 heartbreak. So let's hope that there is not a 5-0 heartbreak. Once okay, so now I'm making this contract. I can draw trump and claim, even on a 4-1 break. Hopefully it is a 4-1 break. It's not. Okay, so I am going to play my clubs, and I'm going to pitch my spade loser away, and then I'm going to claim. All right, so that is that. This is a better contract than 6-no trump. I was able to score an extra trick in a heart contract by roughing a spade. It's always good when you see yourself in a contract that has very good odds, try to think about what could go wrong in the contract. And on that contract, what could go wrong is a 4-1 trump break, which could mangle my entries for roughing that spade if I tried to take 2 rounds of hearts first. All right, so what do we have here? I've got 7, 12 high card points and a pretty good heart suit. I want to overcall here. The main reason is not because I think we're going to buy this contract, because I don't think we will. The main reason is so that if the opponents land in a contract, my partner knows what to lead. So partner has been very kind and has competed here to 2 hearts. Looks like so far no one else has found the 6-heart slam. I have nothing to say. Over 3 diamonds, I've bid my hand. Partner can always compete if he wants to. Usually he's not going to, red on white. It'd be better to defend most times, unless he's got a 4th trump. So far the night has been nearly flawless other than my mistake on board 8. Okay, let's see, what to lead. So, although Ethan has replied with 2 hearts, there's no guarantee that he has a top heart. So leading a heart could easily give away a trick. A spade is no good either because East has opened spades. A club is a very a poor suit to be leading from. Most likely the best lead here is a trump, which is the most passive lead. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give a suit preference card. I want a heart led back, so I'm going to lead a top trump. And it looks like a trump ends up being pretty good here because with 2 trumps in dummy, they actually have, it looks like a heart ruff to be found in dummy. So we want to try to remove that ruff. One thing to pay attention on this hand is that that dummy has a very menacing looking spade suit, so we do not want that spade suit getting set up. That should be the goal of this hand. If we can prevent that spade suit from getting set up, we should be in for a good score here. That 5 of diamonds is a suit preference card, so I'm going to look at what his next spot is to see what his suit preference is. Okay, so here's a heart. I'm going to play a count card here, the 4. Ethan started with the 6 of hearts. Okay, so he's played the 5 of diamonds, then the 7 of diamonds, which means that he wants a lower ranking suit, either clubs or hearts. Hopefully if a... Okay, so there's been no... Okay, so no heart off dummy. That's interesting. So it seems like partner did not want... So declare did not want a heart ruff, which is very interesting. I'm going to play a heart, showing my heart count. I could also play a spade, showing that I have a spade card. We've got lots of time to think out this hand, so there's no need to rush. We've got 5 minutes to go. So let's think this through. Why would Declarer not have played a heart off dummy to get a ruff? Maybe Declarer has 2 hearts. I think I can afford to pitch with 1 heart, and this clarifies the count for partner as well. So maybe Declarer started with... Can I afford to duck here? So Declarer probably started with 5 diamonds, 2 hearts, maybe 3 spades. I think I can afford to duck. I need to prevent this suit from running. So 5 diamonds, maybe 2 hearts. It's possible he's 3-3 in the black suits. West could also have a 3rd heart if he holds the queen small of hearts. That might be why he's doing this. Okay, so the 10 of clubs has come through. I think I can afford to win. The 10 of clubs is also an attitude card, showing he doesn't like clubs, so there's no need to play back a club. Okay, I can afford to cash this king of spades. Unless it's possible that West started with 3 spades, in which case I'll be very sad if that's the case. I'm going to cash it. I don't think that, that he started with 3 spades. Good, okay. So now he can't end play me with the spade, so that's good. Now I have to decide which suit to exit. I can either exit with a club or a heart. I think most likely exiting with a... So if partner has the 9 of clubs, then I can exit with a club. Leading a heart is going to cost if West started with the queen small of hearts. But if West started with the queen small of hearts, that puts her shape at 5 diamonds, 2 spades, 3 hearts, and 3 clubs, which means I'm getting a club in the end anyway, so this contract would be down if that's the case. If I play a club, though, and West only had 1 heart, then I'd be in trouble. So I think I have to exit a heart. So I'm going to exit with a heart. Even if West started with the queen third of hearts, I should still be collecting my club in the end. Okay, good. So partner did have the queen of hearts. Very curious why West did not seek to get a heart ruff. So now West is going to be down 2, it looks like. This is one of those scenarios where, had this been the first hand of the match, I probably would not have taken as much time to think about this. But being the last hand of the match of the round, with lots of time left, I can afford to pause and think that hand through. And as it turns out, it ended up being a very good score. The difference between -1 and -2 there is not huge, but it's still a significant amount, and it's worth trying to take extra tricks if you can and if you have the time to think those through. So we're still rolling above an 80% pace, which is pretty good. So we're playing against who? David and Ray, who is Rachel. All right, now should I make a psych here over 1-no trump? Well, the pros of making a psych here is that it might screw the opponents up. The downside of doing that with a hand like this is we're already ahead with a score of over 80%. So do we really want to swing a hand? Probably not. So I should just pass smoothly. But I was very tempted to make a psych over 1-no trump here. Why, thank you, Casper. Which hand is impressive? This one where I have 4 high card points? Okay, so the opponents look to be on the wrong page because it seems to me as though East has made a transfer with 2 diamonds and West has bid 2 spades. Unless 2 diamonds is not a transfer, maybe I should click 2 diamonds and find out what they intended by this. Actually, I'm going to wait. Let's wait until the opponents put themselves out of their misery, and then I'll ask what 2 diamonds is. David is just throwing on the compliments here. David is a very nice guy himself. He's a pleasure to play against. So it looks like 2 diamonds was indeed a transfer that David either decided not to complete or didn't recognize. One thing to take note of here is that David very likely has a 5-card spade suit. Otherwise, he wouldn't be bidding 2 spades. And some people open 1-no trump with 5-card spade suits. It's tough to tell exactly what East has here. He could have any sort of invitational hard hand with 5 or 6 hearts. Probably 6, although during the defense, I'm not going to put it past him to have 5. Okay, so Ethan's led the ace of spades, over which I have to make a suit preference signal. Rather an attitude signal here. So what I'm going to do is discourage. I don't want him cashing that king of spades because it very well might get ruffed. So I'm going to be as discouraging as possible and play the 6. If he cashes that king of spades, it's a good chance it gets ruffed. So I'm going to tell him, please, partner, do not play that king of spades. Now, he's made the switch that I wanted to see. Hopefully East plays... Wow, okay, so East has just dropped my stiff king of clubs, which is an incredible play. I don't know exactly what East has, but I can't imagine that that was a normal play. All right, so here my role is to play a suit preference signal on this heart. I'm going to play low because I really want partner to play a club back if he gets in with a club. Unfortunately, I think we're already destined for a poor score here because East followed Rabbi's rule and dropped my stiff king of clubs. Okay, so Ethan is encouraging clubs, which means he probably has the Jack 10-9. Since he's out of hearts, I can already tell that that East has started with 6 hearts. So he started with 6 hearts, possibly 1 or 2 spades. I don't fully know his count. He could have had Jack 8 tight of spades, or he could have had 8 singleton of spades. So we'll find out what that is. He also is likely to be short in clubs. If he wasn't, then I'm not sure why he would have played the ace of clubs on the first round. This 3 of diamonds is a count card, so Ethan has an even number of diamonds. I'm going to give him my count, showing an odd number. Ethan might very well have 2 diamonds or 4 diamonds. Looks like 2. Wow, so East dropped the stiff king of clubs with another club. Okay, so I'm going to clarify the spade position for partner and give him a standard remainder count card in spades, which is the 2. Okay. So Ethan may have had 3 diamonds. I probably should have played slower on that spade. Okay. So now this hand is kind of over for me. I'm just going to be following suit. But well done on East to drop that stiff king of clubs. He may have given it back in the end with that spade play, though. It looks like he did give the trick back to us, which was very kind of him. So this is a middling score. I don't think there's anything that we can do here. It should always make on perfect defense. All right, so here I'm going to open a heart. I've got a 12 count with 5 hearts. So looking at Declare's hand, it's reasonable to go up with the ace of clubs in that position, because if the king of clubs is on side, you can always play low to the queen later. So there's no reason for Declare to play the queen on the first trick. So he actually played that club suit in the correct way. Over 2 hearts, I'm going to pass. 2 hearts in this scenario over double could be very wide-ranging. He could have 0 points for this bid. Could be a 0 to 8, 0 to 9 type hand. He's going to compete with most things. So over this double, let's remind myself what the opponents play for carding, since I'm going to be declaring this. So the opponents play upside down attitude, and they play odd even discards. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I'm playing. All right, so let's take stock of this hand. We need 8 tricks. We've got 2 spade losers. We have 1.5 diamond loser. And we have 1, probably 2 club losers. And a half heart loser. The club suit is frozen, which means this is a position that I don't want to touch. I want the opponents to be starting to play this suit. So this is a scenario where I likely want to be winning the ace to preserve my low spade spots for exit cards later in the hand. The spades are probably split 4-3, so there's no real reason to duck this spade. I'm going to win the spade and play a low diamond, hoping to forge an entry to dummy to take a hard hook. I could also clear spades and see what happens. Actually, why don't I do that? There's no reason not to clear spades. Let's just exit a spade, let the opponents take their spade tricks, and then let them make the fatal switch. There's no spade pitch that's coming from anywhere here, so there's no need to do anything other than play spades. The spades are very likely split 4-3. After the spades are played, the opponents are going to have to make a very difficult switch. And if West happens to be on lead for the 3rd spade, he's in a very difficult position. Okay, so that helps me a lot. A club has been played, and they play upside down attitude, correct? Okay, so that's not good for me. That probably means that the queen of clubs is offside. Although, it's tough to know exactly whether or not David was playing honest carding there. Is there any need for me to play the king here? I don't think playing the king can ever win in this scenario unless there's a club ruff, which is unlikely. So I think I'm just going to play low and hope that the queen of clubs was onside. So it is not. So I'm going to play the jack as a false card because I don't want a club ruff. I don't want David playing a club back, so I'm going to false card with the jack of clubs, and now hopefully there's a diamond switch, which there is. That's excellent. Okay, so there's the diamond switch. Now I need to hope for an onside king of hearts. It's very unlikely that the king of hearts is onside here, but I think I have to take this hook. There's very little downside to doing it. The only downside to taking a hook is the possibility for dropping an offside stiff king of hearts, and I can't do that at this stage, so I have to take the hook. Okay, so now I'm going to claim. Hopefully the opponents missed their club ruff. I don't think there's much that we can do on this hand. It seems like it can make. Let's see how. This might be interesting. Okay, so Gib likes me exiting a spade. Now after the ace of clubs and a club, what does Gib want me to do? Okay, so all good so far. All good so far. Oh, I see. So the king of hearts was stiff offside. Interesting. So I should have followed Rabbi's rule and dropped the offside king of hearts. All right, so let's see here. So I've got a one spade opener. And for those of you who don't know what Rabbi's rule is, Rabbi's rule means if there is a stiff offside king, you should drop the stiff offside king. That's a bit of a joke because there's usually no way to know if that's the case. But on the previous hand, Declarer did that to me, so maybe I should have done that to him. All right, over two spades, I have nothing to say. I'm going to take my chances in two spades. So I'm again facing the same two defenders. They've quickly led the nine of clubs. So that nine of clubs looks very likely to be either a doubleton or a singleton, most likely a doubleton. If it was a singleton, that would put West for 6 clubs, and he likely would have made a call if that was the case. So I've got 2 club losers. I have a diamond loser. I have 1 heart loser to get rid of, which can be roughed. And I have a spade loser. So it looks like I'm going to make this. So let's see what happens if I duck this 9 of clubs. Do I want to false card here? Is there any reason to false card here? Not really. I don't mind if clubs come back, so I'm just going to play normally. Well, that's very, very strange. So a low club has come back, which means that potentially Ray has led the 9 from King 9. Why would he have done that? What is going on here? So this was either a very strange lead or a very strange shift from David. Could it be that David has underled? No, so Ray has to have the king of clubs. But why would he have led the 9 from the king 9? That makes no sense at all. I'm just going to play small here. What a strange lead from king 9. And it was a quick lead as well. So at this stage, I have no idea what king 9 could have been from. Maybe it was a misclick. In any case, the play of this hand is going to be pretty straightforward. I need to win my ace. I need to draw trump. And the best way to draw trump is low to the queen. If a club comes back here, Ray may have been able to over-ruff the dummy. Okay, now I'm going to play low, and a spade through. Hopefully spades are splitting. If they're not, I should still be making this. Okay, and now I'm going to claim. So now let's be very curious and see if we can guess what that 9 of clubs lead was from. I have no idea. My guess is it was from king 9 doubleton as a very sneaky lead and a misclick potentially. But maybe it was from what? The 9 was from king 9 third. That is a very creative lead. So far 2 spades plus 1 is a top. I'm not sure why it should be a top. I think this is a pretty normal spot. And it is normal. Everyone should be in 2 spades. Everybody should be making 9 tricks. But you know what? If you're playing at the club and you do a normal thing and you get a normal score, you're going to get at least a 70% score, if not higher. So that's what we did on board 18. That's what the opponents did on board 16. And board 16 looks like it's going to be about a 50% for us. Board 17, I haven't taken a look at that one yet. Let's see what that one ends up being. So that one is a pretty good score for us, actually, because some people are going down too. It's an average plus. Not great with respect to the current score that we're rolling, but it's going to bring us down. And this round overall is going to bring us down. If we get a 50%, a 70%, and a 100%, that's about a 70% round, which is going to drop us, unfortunately. Ethan's asking me a question. No Drury over 4th seat or artificial invite, right? No. Let's still play Drury. And the reason that we can still play Drury in 4th seat is because partner could have a 10 high card point hand with a stiff and a good fit, in which case he may actually want to invite. So I'm going to explain that to him. So if I open a 4th seat 1 spade and partner responds 2 clubs, that would be a 3-card invite. A 2 diamond bid would be a 4-card invite. Yeah, so Ethan actually has an upgrade. So if you look at Ethan's hand, he's got, 7, 10 with some shortness. He's got a hand that probably wants to be bidding 2 clubs Drury. And opposite that, I am definitely going to consider bidding game, but it's probably not quite good enough. His shortness is likely to be in clubs, and I've got wastage in clubs, so I'll sign off in 2 spades. And I'm explaining that to Ethan, that I'm going to assume that the reason he has an upgrade is because he has shortness in clubs, which is where I've got some high card strength. So we're going to end up in 2 spades anyway, but it's good to know and to clarify your agreements in 4th seat. Even if you open essentially all 10 counts, it's not out of the question that you could still have an upgrade if partner has a 4th seat opener and have an invite. There are many hands where that could be the case. So most people, it looks like here, are in diamonds, which is very curious. Why are they getting to diamonds? Let's have a look at some of these auctions because I'm curious. So some people are opening 2 diamonds as the south hand. Okay, so 2 diamonds, 2nd seat red is reasonable. The reason that we didn't get into a diamond contract here is because we don't play 2 diamonds as a weak 2. We actually play 2 diamonds as a precision 2 diamonds, which is a short diamond hand. So that's one of the reasons for the swing there. So as expected, that round was about a 70% round, which isn't good enough to keep us at 80. So we need to pick up our socks and play a little bit better if we're going to score over 80 this game. All right, so what do I have here? I've got a 17 high card point hand. So this is a 1 club opener. So I'm going to say hi to the opponents. What we play here is we actually play that any balanced 17 is going to open 1 club. If I had a balanced 16, I would have opened 1 diamond instead and responded 1 no in 3rd seat. Here over 1 diamond, I have a very easy 1 no trump call, which shows a 17 to 19 high card point hand balanced. I'm saying it could be semi-bal because I would do this if I had a 5-card minor and 4-card major with 2-2 in the other suits. So I don't have to be completely balanced. I could be semi-balanced. What's important is that I have 17 to 19. 2 clubs is a traditional Stayman call here, over which I'm going to bid 2 diamonds. No 4-card major. And partner is blasting to gain, which means partner probably has at least 7 high card points, probably exactly 7 if I had to guess. He knows that I have, yeah, and he has exactly 7 high card points. All right, so let's take stock of what the opponents play here. They play standard carding, except their first discard is suit preference. So where are our tricks coming from? We've got a couple of hearts, we have a couple of clubs, and we have at least 3 diamonds. So that's 7. Where are we going to get another couple of tricks from? Well, one can come from clubs. One could come from diamonds if the diamonds are breaking. Do I have the tempo to set up spades? The answer is no, I don't. Because if spades are not breaking, then, since the opponents have led hearts, I'm going to be out of heart stoppers before I can set up spades. I think it's best to duck the first heart. So I'm going to duck the first heart to try to cut down on the communications between the opponents. And I'm going to play the king, showing the opponents that I have the ace, hoping that they're going to shift. All right, so let's see what I have here. It looks like I'm going to have to hope that the king of diamonds is on side and the clubs are breaking 3-2 to make this contract. So I've got 1 trick in the bag, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if the king of diamonds is on side, then I'm looking pretty. I think I have to start by playing a diamond out. Actually, I don't have to. I could start with clubs. Why don't I start with clubs? I'm going to start with 1 club. Is there any reason to play anything but a low one? Not really. Let's play a low club now. So what this does is it burns one of the entries in East's hand, who likely has the long hearts. Now when he... Oh, interesting. So he's played a spade through. Okay, so that's what I want to see. And here comes a heart. So this was the advantage of ducking the first heart. So now when I play a diamond through, maybe Mike is out of hearts. That's the goal. Do I cash my clubs first? That's the other decision to make. If I cash my clubs first, they might pitch something that's useful to me. I'm gonna take the diamond hook first. Okay, so now I know that I'm making this contract. So that's good news. Our lucky day continues, it seems like. So I'm going to play low to the 10, low to the 9. I'm going to run my clubs and hope they miss pitch. One of the keys to this hand is the order as to which suit you play first, the clubs or the diamonds. The reason I played the clubs first is to remove the entry to the long hearts. So if Kevin is likely to hold the long hearts, I want to remove his entry early and then take the diamond hook into the safe opponent later, which is Mike. If I took the diamond hook first, then Mike gets in when he still has a heart to play. So Mike has mispitched, unfortunately, for him. All right, so that should be probably a top. Yeah, far and away a top. Nobody even close to that score. That was a bit of a lucky contract. To make this contract, really the King of Diamonds had to be onside and the clubs had to be breaking 3-2. If clubs breaking 3-2 are a 68% proposition and the Diamond King being onside is a 50% proposition, then the odds of making this contract are approximately 34%. So that's not a great 3-no trump to be in. But you know, when you're having an 80% game, most of the things that need to go right are going to go right for you. So maybe we should be bidding all of the games that are 30%. Who knows? Maybe I should buy a lottery ticket today. So the opponents are methodically starting with one club and one diamond, while Ethan and I are intently listening and plotting our defense. One thing to take note is a lot of players that have a 4-card major will bypass their one diamond bid. That's otherwise known as Walsh. So a Walsh is a method where you bypass one diamond and you bid one of a major. Kevin has done that, so it's very possible he does not have a 4-card major after bidding one diamond. Okay, so using the rule of 11, there should be 6 higher spots outstanding above the 5. Okay, so I'm going to pause. There are 6 higher, so there's the 7, the jack, that's 2. I've got 3 higher than the 5, so that means Kevin only has 1 card higher than the 5, if that is a 4th best lead. So if that card is a queen, then does playing the king help us? Not really, because then the queen is going to drop, and then the jack is going to grow up. Is there any reason to play the 9 here? Well, what if partner started with queen 10 fourth? If he started with queen 10 fourth, then I have to play the 9. The only reason that playing the king here can ever win is if partner led low from ace queen, and there's no reason that he did that. Partner would not lead low from ace queen. So I should play the 9. So that 2 of spades is encouraging, which means I should play a heart back. I'm going to play a standard remainder count card, which is the 4. So playing the 9 didn't cost us any tricks if Kevin had the ace. The ace now is going to fall on my king. I'm just going to play low to clarify the position for partner. There's no way partner has the ace here. Kevin must have the ace, so I'm just going to clarify so that the ace falls. Now partner knows I have the king. I'm going to play my standard remainder count, the 4. Okay, so Kevin started with 3 spades and 3 hearts. Now I have to decide what to pitch. Should I false card and encourage a club? Probably not. I'm just going to play a low club. Playing the king of hearts at trick 1 actually would have ruined our tempo. There's the 6. Okay, so Ethan is splitting. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I've got the rest. This should be a fine score. because we took the tricks that we were owed, although the opponents were in the appropriate contract. You can see here that there's no way to take any more tricks. In fact, Declarer should actually make 3 no trump. And this is a kind of average plus for us. No need to bid here. This is a pretty junky Hart suit. Nobody in their right mind is going to make a 2-heart bid here, especially not red on white. Some people are actually going down in 1 no. That's interesting. So Ethan led a low heart from queen small. It looks like playing the 9 from my side was the best play that I could make there. Okay, so that's very interesting. So Kevin's made a weak 2, and I have a weak hand as well. So who has all the points? Probably Mike. Mike is probably sitting in the bushes with a hand close to game values. And he does have a pretty good hand, but it's not the greatest hand, which means that partner is probably marked with some sort of high card strength. Ethan's led the queen, and normally we lead the second of touching honors, which means the queen is from a doubleton or a singleton. My guess is it's from a doubleton. So my card here is a suit preference card. What do I want partner to play? I don't really have any clear suit that I want him to play other than diamonds, so I'm going to play the 10, asking for a diamond the next time he gets in. Partner's playing a low spade, which is a suit preference card, probably suggesting that he has values in a lower ranking suit. He might be talking about the ace of clubs. I suspect he has that card. Okay, so here's a club. Do I fly jack of clubs? Is there any reason not to fly jack of clubs? No, I should fly jack of clubs in case Kevin doesn't have the ace. Ethan's got 4 clubs based on his 2 of clubs, so that puts Kevin with 2 clubs to the ace. So he started with 6 spades, 2 clubs. He's now going to cash this queen of clubs, pitching a loser, probably a diamond. Little does he know that the ace of diamonds is on side. I'm going to tell partner that I have nothing interesting in hearts. So how many diamonds do I think Kevin started with? If he has 6 spades and 2 clubs, and I think that that queen of hearts was a doubleton, he's got 1 heart left. So 6, 2, 2, 4. He should have 3 diamonds left if I'm right about that. I'm going to play a standard remainder count card here. So if he has 6 spades, 4 diamonds, and 2, 2 in the rounded suits. That is probably what he has. I want partner to shift to... Oh, partner may have a stiff ace of diamonds. Is that... Because that's what that would put partner with if Kevin indeed started with 4 diamonds. No, that would put him with ace doubleton of diamonds. Should partner play a low diamond from ace doubleton of diamonds? That might be tricky. Probably will not help us in any way because Kevin should have 3 diamonds opposite dummy's 3 diamonds, so we should always be taking 2 diamond tricks here. He is playing a low diamond from king doubleton. What a fancy play by partner. So that shouldn't hurt us, I don't think. We're still going to get partner's ace of diamonds and my queen of diamonds, but partner very sneakily played a low one. Partner's going to play the ace of diamonds now, which is his last diamond, probably. I can throw a diamond away. There's no need to keep a diamond. I can throw a heart. And a heart. Oh, interesting. So So what happened here? So partner started with 4 diamonds rather than 2. Interesting. So although we can't get any more tricks, it looks like I misinterpreted the count on the diamonds there. So he did have 6 of those, but rather than having 2 hearts, he actually had 3 because partner did lead a stiff. Interesting. Doesn't appear as though there's anything different that we could have done there. Okay, here, oh, it looks like Ethan can hold it to a different, okay, so let's focus on this hand. All right, so we've got 11 high card points here. What do I want to do in this scenario? Should I double? Should I bid 2 no trump, showing the minors? I think this is one of those hands where I should bid 2 no, showing the minors. I don't like how this auction is developing with the opponents being red on white, having the major suits. I really want to get in their face here and make a minor suited bid. I want them to have as little room as possible. The downside of doing this is it's possible partner will bid to a sacrifice that is not good. I think the odds of that are low here, but still possible that he like blasts to 5 clubs or something. He might wait to do that though. I don't see any rush to blast to 5 clubs, but Ethan's been known to do that in the past. Okay, so I'm happy with 4 diamonds. That puts a little more pressure on the opponents. It keeps them out of 3-0 if 3-0 is their last making contract. And also 4 diamonds is one of those contracts that's tricky to double. I'm not alerting my range because our range in this position hasn't been specifically discussed. So I'm going to let the opponents defend against 4 diamonds. This should be fine. Interesting, partner competed to 4 diamonds with 4 trumps to the ace-king in their suit. But it should be okay because the opponents have an 8-card spade fit, which we kept them out of finding. So as long as we're down no more than 2, this should be fine. And based on the look of things, we've probably got a couple of diamond losers, a spade loser, and a club loser. So we're probably down 1 here. This is likely to be a good score. Versus a spade contract, we're going to take the top 2 hearts, the ace of spades, and a heart ruff. So that's 4 tricks. Probably a club as well. That's 5. So they're probably only making 2 spades. It might have been better to leave them in 3 hearts to go down. Interesting, partner just ducked a diamond. That ended up being a smart play. So the queen of spades shift was an excellent shift because what that does is it prevents a spade from being pitched on the long clubs. Although the opponents would have had a second chance to do that after the next diamond is played. It sounds as though East had a stiff ace of diamonds. So Ethan's probably going to have to play 2 rounds of diamonds here. The opponents are going to get 1 more trick in each of the black suits for down 1. Unless there is a club ruff that's coming. But a club ruff is not coming because a club was not led. If John had a stiff club, that would certainly have been led. Oh, red fox with the spade plays. Had she come back any other card other than a spade just then, Ethan was going to make this contract. But now it is unfortunately too late for Ethan to make this contract, and he's going to have to settle for down 1, which will likely be a middling score. There will be some from people going down on the east-west cards, there will also be some people making part scores on the east-west cards. And it looks like every single person is down on the east-west cards because nobody is getting to spades, interestingly. Everybody is in hearts and is down. So this is going to be a very poor score that may ruin our big game, unfortunately. Over one diamond, I have to decide whether or not to bid or not bid. I'm going to bid. I don't like the prospects of playing in one diamond here. The worst Ethan can do here is bid one no, over which I can pass. Ethan has a strong no trump with 14 to 16 high card points. There's no need for me to bid again, really. Ethan will probably bid 2 spades if he has 3 of them. And if he doesn't have 3 spades, then I'm happy to defend 2 diamonds. If Ethan makes a double here, that would be called a 2-card double, which would show 2 diamonds and a desire to compete, over which I could bid 2 spades. So that is a 2-card double, showing 2 diamonds. He wants to compete. I have an easy 2-spade bid now. I do not want to let them play 2 diamonds if they're in a 5-4 fit, which it looks like they are. The danger. Okay, so Ethan's raising, which is very bad. He's probably got a 16 high card point hand with a good spade suit. So this is going to be tricky to make. He does have 2 diamonds, so it's good that we didn't let them play in 2 diamonds, but I've got my work cut out for me for making 3 spades. We've got 2 diamond losers. The ace of diamonds is certainly offside. We have a club loser. We have a heart loser and a spade loser. So we're down 1 in this contract, at least. In general, we have the agreement that Ethan really shouldn't be making any raises here. He's got a very tight range, and I have a very wide range. I already know that he's 14 to 16. He really doesn't need to make a raise to 3 spades. Maybe the opponents will give me a rough and slough, but John's too good for that. He's going to shift to something like a club. Wow, okay, so there is a rough and slough. There is hope in the world. Incredible. Why would he be giving me a rough and slough? Why would he do that? Is he feeling generous, or does he have a master plan? Well, he probably has no good shift. He's probably got an honor in hearts that is tenuous, like the unsupported king of hearts. He probably also has the queen of clubs, and it's probably queen third or something like that. So I'm going to play a spade. Now if I play another spade, I can rough high on the diamond that comes through. Now I rough high so that I don't get over-trumped. And now I'm going to rely on a 3-2 club break. The odds now are looking pretty good for this contract coming in. I'll draw the last trump. There's the last trump, so it was important that I roughed high there, otherwise I would have been over-trumped. So now the question is, how do I play the club suit? Can I pick up any 4-1 club breaks? What if there's a stiff club with East? Let's say East has the stiff queen of clubs. Then I can play a low club to the ace and play a low club to my 10. So that's what I want to cater to. I don't think I can pick up. I don't think that John has a stiff club in his hand. Otherwise, he would have shifted to his stiff club. So the only person that can have a stiff club is East. So I'm going to play East for a stiff club and play a low club to the ace and hope it drops. Okay. All right. So now, let's say John has the stiff 9 of clubs. I can actually pick up the club suit if East has the top 2 club honors if I play low here. Okay, and that's all she wrote. So I'm very shocked there that a rough and slough was given there on trick 3. John is an excellent player and very rarely makes mistakes. That's going to be a great score, though. Okay, so last hand, last chance to be a hero. I think in order for us to get above a 75% game, we're going to need a pretty good score on the last round. So I'm just going to pass, and I'm going to hope that something good happens. There's no need to make any swings here. We're playing fine. Board 22 was unfortunate that everybody is getting to a poor Hart contract. So I have a 9 high card point hand, and our agreement is that to bid 1 heart here with my hand, I have 0 to 8. So with 9 to 11 or so, I'm going to jump to 2 hearts. Now partner knows to raise to 4 hearts, and then I can take my time playing the final hand in the night. All right, so my goal is going to be to take more tricks than everybody else, because if I don't do that, then we're probably not getting above a 75% game. So, what do we have here? We've got a huge spade suit in dummy. So I'm going to play this hand with the long trumps in the dummy, and I'm going to try to draw trumps and play spades. So the goal is going to be to play trumps in the most optimal way. Okay. So, the way to play this suit combination is low to the ace and low to the queen. Leading the queen here is not optimal because I'm missing the 9. If I had the 9 here, then leading the queen would have been the optimal way to play the suit combination. But it's better to play low to the ace, hoping for a stiff king somewhere. This also caters to king third onside. What could go wrong here? So let's say they keep tapping me in diamonds. What am I going to do then? I still have entries to my long spade suits. That shouldn't bother me too much. So I'm going to play low to the ace and then low to the queen. And then I'm going to watch for the tempo of what West plays here. West played the 8 of hearts and now the 9. So my options here are to play low and hope for dropping a stiff king offside. If I play the queen wins when there was Jack Doubleton offside. John played low very quickly, but I wouldn't put it past him to play low quickly from king 9-8. So it's really a guess here. So John's played low smoothly. He could have king 9-8. He could have 8-9 jack. If he has 8-9 jack, then I have to play small and drop the offside king. He could also have 8-9 jack king, in which case I have to play the queen and start running spades. If I play the queen here and start running spades, then he's going to win those top 2 hearts. He's going to win the ace of clubs. I'm going to play the queen. Okay. So now we're going to make exactly, it looks like. So I'm just going to claim making, there's an outstanding trump, and that's it. Hopefully there was nothing that I could do and the king-jack were both offside, but you never know. I don't think most people are going to play low in this scenario and try to drop the offside king, so there's really no need to make a swingy play like that. But it looks like playing low would have been the correct play to drop the offside king. Luckily, nobody is making more tricks than me here, so that's a pretty good score. Is it a good enough score to get above 75%? Maybe, maybe not. It's going to be very close. We will see. So let's see how these boards went. So 22 was an absolute bottom because we are in a contract when the opponents should be going down in their heart score. Ethan made a decision to compete to 4 diamonds, probably as a trap, hoping the opponents would bid 4 major and he could double them. Unfortunately, the opponents were too smart for that and did not fall for the trap and let us play 4 diamonds. His bid, though, is reasonable. I think most people will fall into the trap and compete there. Board 23 is a pretty good score for us. It's an average plus, but will still bring us down. Board 24 is a tied for top. That will maintain our score above 75. I think probably when all is said and done, we're probably going to be just below 75, but that's okay. It was a pretty good game overall. Okay, what's going on here? Oh wow, it looks like these guys actually made an overtrick. So that's not good for us. So we dropped to 72%. Oh no. Oh well, 72% still clears the field by about 15%. That is pretty good. Can't really complain with that. Overall, this was a pretty good night with some luck, and we also played pretty well. There was a couple of things that we did wrong. I made a mistake on board 8. Should have been down 2 for a few more match points. There was a hand here, board 22, where Ethan, had he chosen to pass, that would have changed a 0 to a near top. Aside from that, there weren't too many other things that I regret here. We bid a great slam on board 14 that nobody else found, and that was primarily because we play a relay auction, so that was a pretty easy one for us to bid. So yeah, pretty good game. We will see you guys next week on Tuesday. As to who will be doing the stream, I'm not sure yet exactly. Probably what Ethan and I will do is we'll try to alternate some of the streams. So next week, if he's available, he'll probably do the stream. I might do it the week after that. Anyway, thank you everybody for listening. Hopefully there were some interesting hands and you were entertained by tonight. Tune in next week. Ethan will be the one streaming, and we'll see you then. Bye.